while that storm didn't bring unusual amounts of snow, there is growing concern about the impact of major weather events. A new report projects an increase in extreme weather. Thomas Gehl joins me now from Dali, China. He's the president of Ample Luck International Capital Corporation and an environmental advisor to former President Bill Clinton. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
We know parts of China have experienced snow and frigid temperatures. Months before, it was the devastating floods and drought. I would like to get your reaction to this new Chinese report that projects even more extreme weather events in China. And surely you've experienced some of this.
Absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate that it has come to this because we've been able to try to prevent it for the past 30 years that we've known about it and really have done very little till recently. But I just came back to China last July. I was in Shanghai during the highest temperatures Shanghai has ever experienced. And it was devastating for the community. And then you put on top of that the impact of the air conditioning, which is requiring more electricity, which further increases the carbon loading into the atmosphere, which exacerbates the problem even more. As you said, I'm down in Dali, and they have the opposite problem with the snow. That I was to the top of the sacred Shansa mountain yesterday, and it is just partial snow cover where it's normally permafrost. And that is what drives their whole aquifer of fresh water for the region and also supplying beautiful Lake Erhai. So these impacts are being felt throughout China, throughout the world. And we really need to address the carbon loading issues, I think, in a very serious way to try to help to turn this around ASAP.
That being said, what do you make of China's energy infrastructure at the moment? Is it ready to handle it all and with more frequency? I know much work has been done, but where do things stand right now?
Well, I think that China is in a difficult position because they have been very ecologically sensitive in many, many areas. But then at the same time, their need for electricity continues to exceed their ability to produce. So that has required additional coal burning facilities to come online. China still has plans to build more coal burning capability for electricity in the next 5 years than the rest of the world combined. And I think that's a major issue that I'd love to see turned around. But at the same time, China per capita carbon footprint is 1/2 to 1/3 of what the United States and the Western countries are. So the Chinese people are doing what they can and have always been very sensitive to these needs. But just because of the unbelievable energy requirements, we need to find more energy efficient ways of doing things. We need to make sure that we identify the industries which need the electricity, most get them, and we need to require green technology in every industry so we can reduce the need but increase our production.
And Thomas, I want to get your take on COP27 just a few months ago. Any optimism since that summit? Any momentum being sustained? I know this is an event that you've gone to in the past. What are your thoughts on where things stand just a few months from that event?
Well, I mean, I'm always very glad to see the international meetings because this is an international problem. I used to teach international environmental law at a law school in the U.S., and environmental problems don't end at a border. So we need to work together to resolve this. We can work together to resolve this problem. This year, COP was, I think, a little disappointing. They did not come out with the strong recommendations and follow through that I would like to see. I think that that's exacerbated by the Ukraine war, quite honestly, and so that's created some backsliding in many of the European countries, obviously Russia. So we need to get the world back on a better footing, and we need to make a commitment to move forward. This is in all of our interests. This is not just China or EU or Russia or the United States. This is a universal problem for us, for our children, for our grandchildren.
Always great to see you. Thomas Gehl, thank you so much for joining us from Dali, China. Thank you.
Thank you so much.